Hello and welcome to Quickfire Reviews, your no BS, straight to the point entertainment review channel. I have an admission, I was wrong. We're talking about Wild Hearts today, and I posted an early review saying I wasn't really sure how it was going to turn out. Well, I'm pretty surprised by the results, so let's get into it. In Wild Hearts, you take on the role of an anonymous hunter whose job it is to slay giant beasts called kimono. The kimono are very cool, they're fused with nature, and so some of them have earth abilities, wind abilities, for example. And if you've ever played a game like Monster Hunter, this very much follows that format. In fact, I would venture to say it's almost a clone of Monster Hunter World, but it has some new innovations that I think do bring some fresh takes on the gameplay. Specifically, one of these additions is something called the Karakuri, which essentially act as a new technology that allows you to build different devices in battle. What's cool about this is there's a lot of different combinations you can build, so you can have special machines like crates that you can jump off of, or ballistas that can fire at the enemies that tie them down. There's a lot of different options, and as you progress through the game, you get access to more of them. It makes the combat even more interesting because there's a lot of fun choices you can do on the fly. When it comes to the visuals in Wild Hearts, they're actually pretty good. When you're in a forest environment, the trees and leaves feel lush. It feels like you're immersed in that world. When you're in an ice environment, you can see the snow and the blizzard, and it does make you feel like you're really living in this world. Speaking of which, the traversal options make the world or level design really interesting as well, and I feel like they've done a great job at really making it feel like your own. In fact, when you build your own Karakuri in your maps, they actually stay in there. So when you leave the map and you come back, if you built like a zip line, for example, that still remains on that map, which is a cool feature. The monster design is also really neat. I think they've done a great job fusing the monsters with nature and having the movesets of those monsters reflect that. They feel big, they feel strong, they feel massive, and so I think they've done a really great job on the enemy design. I wouldn't say the graphics are a 10 out of 10 here, but they are nice, and since the patch has been released, it's been awesome to actually enjoy them. So let's talk about the gameplay here, because that's really where Wild Hearts shines. If you've played Monster Hunter before, you know the drill. You get to choose from a variety of different weapons. There's 8 different weapons in total. You take one of those weapons into battle, you fight a huge beast, and when you kill it, you get to take materials from it, which help you carve either new weapons or armor from that beast's body. So the look and feel of the armor and weapons changes over time. There's an upgrade tree where you can upgrade skills and you can transfer them from one item to the next. It's a really cool upgrade system, very familiar to anyone who's played a hunting game like this before. But that's not the only similarity to Monster Hunter. In Wild Hearts, you also do things like collect items, cook food, which give you buffs in battle. You have a companion called your Tsukomo, which you can take into battle with you, that will distract the enemy, that will offer defense and healing buffs to you, and you can upgrade your Tsukomo as well. Again, very similar to the buddy system that you'll find in Monster Hunter games. The addition of the Karakuri in battle is actually really welcomed. It allows for some really unique on-the-fly changes that can really affect how the battle turns out. In order to build your devices, you need Karakuri thread, which can be gathered throughout the map and also during battle. It's a really neat addition that allows for some really dynamic fights. There are 2 types of Karakuri. There are basic Karakuri, which use the Karakuri thread, and then there is Dragon Karakuri, which you can create at different points throughout the map, including at your home base. It's actually kind of cool. You can build out what your camp looks like. You can place multiple camps throughout the map. The Dragon Karakuri is more limited. You unlock the ability to use those on each map through Dragon Pits. So as you come across Dragon Pits on the map, you activate them and you get access to more Dragon Karakuri. Now you can take your basic Karakuri and build them in combinations, which create some unique items in battle to help you as well. And they have a really cool mechanic for how you learn these. So during some battles, when the enemies are doing certain moves, an on-screen prompt, like a quick time prompt, will come up. And if you manage to match the prompts on screen, you will learn that new Karakuri build. So for example, if you take the Karakuri box, which is just a simple construction, and you stack it 3 high with another 3 high beside it, it creates a bulwark or a wall that can be used to stop incoming kimono attacks. I found it super useful in battle where the kimono charge you. It offers you like a little bit of a shield protection as well, so you can get behind it and heal when you need to. I also want to give a quick shout out to the sound design in this game. The soundtrack when you get into battles is epic and it really matches the scale of the fights. I really enjoyed it. It's not often that the sound sticks out to me in a game, but in this case, definitely I heard it, I noticed it, and it was really cool. From a technical perspective, this game post-patch actually runs pretty well. I was able to get a solid 50 to 60 frames per second at 4K resolution, and that was a nice change from the original stuttering and really low performance that I had before, so kudos to the team for issuing a patch right away. That said, the game got review bombed when it first came out. Understandably, people couldn't play it, but it makes me a little concerned about the future of this game and potential sequels. I really wish that they would have just delayed the game for a week and issued the patch, and it sort of bewilders me that they didn't do this from the get-go. Now that a lot of people have been unable to play the game, they've refunded it on Steam, and they're not going to come back to it, post-patch or not. You will still occasionally bump into some frame stuttering. Your FPS will likely go down when you're doing a big epic boss battle because there's a lot happening on screen. I'm hoping that they also release DLSS, which I understand is in the plans for the coming weeks because I think that will help anyone with performance as well. So in summary, I have admitted that my first impressions of this game were wrong, and to be clear, I really wanted to like this game. It was just in the state that it was in when it first came out, it was pretty hard to enjoy it. I found myself wanting to come back to it as I was playing other games, even with the poor performance. When the patch was issued today, I had the chance to go in and saw the improvements. I hope more people come back to this game, even if they had a poor experience upon launch. I think there's a lot of really great stuff in here. There's some great quality of life improvements over Monster Hunter, and if you've played any of those hunting games before, you'll feel right at home here. I recommend that you play this game. So with that in mind, Quickfire Reviews is going to give Wild Hearts a 8.5 out of 10. I think you'll like this game. I hope you give it a try. If you had a poor experience on launch, please come back and give it another shot. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Quickfire out.